Good morning to all. Today's topic for the lecture is novel and its types. As Kanthapura is already always prescribed in the syllabus for the students of BA3, so I'm going to start with the novel, what is the novel, as well as the types of the novels. So to begin with, the definition of the novel is a narrative of considerable length written in prose, and to make it easier, we can say that novel is a long story in prose written primarily for entertainment, and it tries to recreate life in a realistic manner. So, to begin with the very basic definition of the novel, we can say that novel is a long story. It contains a lot of characters, and though the primary purpose of the novel writing is entertainment, but as well as it also tries to recreate life in a realistic manner. So the novel has two basic elements. One is the form, other is the content. If we elaborate this concept, the form and the content, we can say that the content is the material and the form is like we can take the example of water. Water is the content, and the shape in which shape, if we put it in the tumbler, in a glass, so the shape it take is a form. So the some aspects of the novel are: a novel is either about a person, place, or event. So the novel is always related to either a person, it is a story of a person, or it always is related to a particular place, or it talks about particular events. As far as the novel, the Kanthapura is concerned, it is focused on a particular village in South India, that is Kanthapura. So we can say that novel always talks about a person, a place, or an event. Next is it can be an imaginative recreation of a actual event, person, or a place. So we can understand it by taking an example from the novel Kanthapura. The novel Kanthapura is an imaginative recreation of the struggle for independence. Then is the novel can have a first person, second person, or the third person narrative. So novel can be written from any of these perspectives. Then is the novel does not exist in vacuum. In most cases, time and place are important factors of the plot. So novel is always related, or novel always talks about a particular time or a particular place. Like the Kanthapura novel, it talks about the village Kanthapura, and as far as the time is concerned, it talks about the pre-independence struggle or the struggle for independence. Then the narrative of a novel can primarily have three possibilities, that is the linear, circular, or the concurrent. So the linear is if the story is moving forward, moving smoothly, that is the linear motion. Then is the circular. Circular is sometimes we see that the story is moving forward, as well as there are few moments. These are called the flashbacks. So this is the circular moment. Then is the concurrent moment. The concept of the concurrent can be understood if we talk about stream of consciousness. That what is going on in the mind of the character, or what is going on in one of the characters that are portrayed by the author. Then novel is an expression of the writer's point of view about life. So novel, as it is written by a writer, so it talks about his perception, his ideas about life. Next, moving ahead, the very first type of the novel is the picaresque novel. If we talk about the picaresque novel, this term picaresque is derived from the Spanish word picaro, which means a rogue or a rascal. So it's a very prominent type of the novel. It depicts the adventures of a roguish, appealing hero, usually of low social class, who lives by his wits in a corrupt society. This kind of the novel, the picaresque novel, is very realistic novel because it talks about the society. It talks about the darker aspect of the society, and the main hero of this novel, he is what we call the protagonist. He doesn't belong to a aristocratic class. He doesn't having the qualities which can impress us. On the other hand, the hero of the picaresque novel, he usually belongs to the lower strata, lower class, and he doesn't have these heroic or the chivalric qualities. He because he belongs to the corrupt society, he is a very below the average person, you can say, as far as the qualities are concerned. He is not at all impressive. The term is also sometimes used to describe works which only contain some of the genres elements, such as Cervantes' Don Quixote and the Charles Dickens' Pickwick Papers. This Don Quixote by Cervantes is the best example of picaresque novel. It clearly describes what picaresque novel is all about. Then the picaresque narrative is usually written in first person as an autobiographical element. Because picaresque novel, it narrates the story, it talks about the protagonist, the main hero of the story, the entire story revolves around him. So it can be said that it is an autobiographical account of the that person. The main character is often of low character or social class. He or she gets by with wits or rarely designed to hold a job. So I have already mentioned this thing, that the main character in the picaresque novel, he always belongs to the lower strata of the society. He doesn't belong to some aristocratic class, and there is no plot, or you can say there is a little plot. The story is a kind of series of loosely connected adventures of the episodes. The story goes on like this, that the entire story revolves around the main character, and whatever adventures or whatever he does, the story goes on as the main hero or the main character performs the events. Then there is a little, if any, character development in the main character. Once the Picaro, always a Picaro. His or her circumstances may change, but these rarely result in the change of the heart. As far as this character, this feature is concerned, because the entire story revolves around the main character, but we can't see that there is any change in the main character, in his behavior, in his personality. Throughout the story, he remains the constant. In the beginning, he was a Picaro until when the story comes to an end, he remains a Picaro. Then the Picaro story is told with the plainness of language or realism. As far as the language is concerned, because it talks about the reality, it talks about the realistic aspect of the society. So the language used by the author is also plain, because it talks about the one of the character who belongs to the lower strata of the society. Another is the satire is sometimes a prominent element, because it sometimes it always talks about the evils, the corruption that is prevalent in the society. So it is a kind of satire on the society. The behavior of the picaresque hero or the heroine stops just short of criminality. Carefree or immoral rascality positions the picaresque hero as a sympathetic outsider, untouched by the false rules of the society. So, whatever the behavior the picaresque hero shows or the main character show, it has some kind of notions, or you can say some predicaments of criminality in it. Then the next novel, that is the Gothic novel. As far as the word Gothic, it comes from the German word, because Goth is actually a German tribe, and that's why it means belonging to the tribe of the Goths. So basically, this term derived from the German tribe. This is the name of the tribe in German. The Goths were known for their mysterious medieval ways and rich architecture. Why this term derived from the German tribe? Because that very tribe, the Goth tribe, these were very much popular because of their mysterious medieval ways of living, their rich architecture. Then some of the important elements of the Gothic novel are mysterious castles with dungeon and dark alleys, moonless night scenes, howling sounds, strange happenings, and things beyond natural explanation and logic are typical to this kind of novel. So these are the basic elements which we can see in the Gothic novel, because these elements are concerned with the setting of the Gothic novel. Because the main purpose of the Gothic novel is to create the element of horror, is to create the element of fear. So some sort of supernatural elements also become part of the Gothic novel. Apart from that, as far as the setting is concerned, mysterious castles are used, howling sounds are used, very moonless nights are used, just to create the element of fear. And the best example of Gothic novel is Emily Bronte's Wuthering Heights. It's considered to be the most famous and representative of the Gothic novel in English literature. So that's it for today, and thank you.